You know that feeling when a song grabs you by the scruff and shakes you awake, like a caffeine shot straight to the soul? Eye of the Tiger does that every damn time. That opening guitar riff snarls in, building like a storm about to break, and suddenly you're shadowboxing in your living room, convinced you could take on the world, or at least your laundry pile. It's the ultimate underdog anthem, blasting through stadiums, movie trailers, and those awkward office team-building exercises where everyone's pretending not to sweat. But here's the kicker. This beast of a track almost never roared at all. It was born from a desperate band's last gasp, a Hollywood rejection slip, and a phrase swiped from an obscure flick about Greek immigrants. Yeah, the history of Eye of the Tiger by Survivor is packed with more twists than a bad boxing rematch, and trust me, by the end, you'll be humming it with fresh respect, or at least a smirk. Let's rewind to the late 70s Chicago, where rock dreams were as common as deep dish pizza and just as greasy. Jim Petterick, a keyboard whiz who'd survived a near plane crash with his old band Chase, hence the Survivor vibe, and guitarist Frankie Sullivan team up to form Survivor. They're grinding it out, releasing a self-titled debut in '79 that's decent, but flops harder than a wrestler missing the mat. Follow-up Premonition in '81 fares a bit better, with Poor Man's Son cracking the top 40, but the band's still teetering on the edge, staring down the barrel of getting dropped by their label, Scotty Brothers. These guys are literally survivors in the Darwinian jungle of the music biz, scraping by on ramen and raw ambition. Enter Sylvester Stallone, the Italian stallion himself, who's piecing together Rocky III and needs a theme that punches as hard as his montages. He's got this killer opening sequence, Rocky Balboa, now a bloated champ, getting soft while Clubber Lang, played by a snarling Mr. T, trains like a machine. Stallone wants Queen's Another One Bites the Dust to underscore it, but Freddie Mercury and crew say no thanks, probably because they didn't fancy their art soundtracking pity parties for the fool who pities. So Sly, ever the opportunist, hears Poor Man's Son on the radio, digs its edge, and cold calls Tony Scotti, the label head who's pals with him from some Italian dinner schmooze fest. "I need something street with a pulse," Stallone demands, and ships over a VHS of the montage. Petterick and Sullivan get the tape, pop it in, and bam, inspiration strikes like a haymaker. They hunker down in Petterick's attic, cassette recorder rolling, channeling that footage into music. The riff? Those chunky chord changes are timed to match the on-screen punches, bam, 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 like the song's got its own fight choreography. Lyrics-wise, they lift straight from the script. Apollo Creed tells Rocky, "You had that eye of the tiger, man, the edge. You gotta get it back." Turns out, Sly nicked that gem from a 1969 film called A Dream of Kings, where Anthony Quinn's character uses it to hype up his gambling woes. Who knew? Survivor runs with it, ditching their initial title Survival, because let's face it, Eye of the Tiger has that predatory snap. The meaning behind it? It's all about that laser-focused hunger, like a big cat stalking prey in the night, unwavering, ruthless determination. No distractions, just pure will to pounce. They craft lines like "Rising up, back on the street," unpacking the comeback kid vibe. You've taken your lumps, done your time, but you're clawing back with nothing but grit. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Straight nod to Rocky's endurance, but universally, it's about shaking off failure without losing your fire. And that chorus? It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. Pure adrenaline poetry, warning against trading your passion for glory or letting dreams slip through your fingers. Sullivan even plays the demo on a busted guitar he glued back together because, hey, broke musicians improvise. They aim for a drum sound echoing Led Zeppelin's John Bonham, thunderous, unstoppable. 2 days later, February 1st, 1982, at Chicago Recording Company, the rough cut's done. Stallone hears it, flips, and insists on using the demo in the film, flaws and all, because it captures that raw urgency. Imagine if they'd polished it too much. We'd have lost that gritty edge, like serving steak well done to a carnivore. Now, with the movie locked, Survivor hustles to flesh out an entire album around this monster single. Eye of the Tiger, the record, drops in June '82, re-recording the title track at Rumbo Studios in LA for that glossy punch. But here's where the launch drama kicks in like a plot twist nobody saw coming. The band's riding high, but lead singer Dave Bickler, with his piercing wail that cuts through the mix like a knife, starts battling vocal cord nodules, those pesky lumps from belting it out night after night. They're touring with REO Speedwagon, pushing hard, and Bickler undergoes surgery mid-stride. Docs order a year's rest, but Petterick and Sullivan... Nah, they're not pausing the momentum train. They fire him cold, right? Like, thanks for the Grammy bait, now hit the road. Bickler later calls it a gut punch, but hey, showbiz is a contact sport. The album itself? It's a mishmash. Hard rock with post-disco beats, tracks like American Heartbeat thumping to number 17, but others like the one that really matters, fizzling at 74. Critics sniff at it as formulaic, but fans devour it, pushing the LP to number 2 on Billboard 200. Behind the scenes, label squabbles brew. Scotty Brothers versus Columbia on promo bucks, but the single? Oh, it explodes. Released May '82, Eye of the Tiger claws to number 1 on Hot 100 for 6 weeks straight, second biggest seller of the year behind Olivia Newton-John's Physical. It tops charts in the UK for 4 weeks, Australia, Canada, you name it. Gold, platinum, double platinum certifications rain down like confetti at a victory parade. And the accolades. Grammy for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group, People's Choice for Best New Song, even an Oscar nod for Best Original Song, though it loses to that schmaltzy Up Where We Belong from An Officer and a Gentleman. What if it had won? Would Stallone have paraded around with a tiger on a leash at the after-party? Probably. From there, Eye of the Tiger ascends to legend status faster than Rocky scaling those Philly steps. It's not just a song, it's a cultural defibrillator. Gym rats blast it for that extra squat, underdogs everywhere adopt it as their war cry. The music video? Bands strutting through foggy streets and warehouses like they're auditioning for a Mad Max sequel, hits 1 billion views on YouTube by 2024, proving Tiger's age like fine wine. Survivor rides the wave, contributing Burning Heart to Rocky IV in '85, another top 10 smash. But cracks start showing. Post-Bickler, they snag Jimmy Jameson as vocalist, a powerhouse who belts like his life's on the line. Albums like Vital Signs '84 deliver hits, I Can't Hold Back, High on You, The Search Is Over, all top 15 charters. But by '83's caught in the game. Flop City stalling at 82 on the charts. Bassist Stephen Ellis bails with a stomach ulcer. Drummer Mark Drube splits over the pop shift. Too Hot to Sleep in '88 tanks at 187 amid label promo wars. The band hits hiatus, splintering like a bad breakup. Petterick pieces out in '96 over creative clashes. Jameson tours as Jimmy Jameson's Survivor, sparking lawsuits. Sullivan wins the name rights in '99 because nothing says rock and roll like courtroom drama. They reform sporadically, dropping reach in 2006, but tragedies pile up. Jameson dies in 2014 from a stroke laced with meth, accidental but heartbreaking. Ellis succumbs to dementia in 2019. Sullivan's the last man standing, the true survivor, halting tours in 2020 amid the global mess. Yet the song's enduring impact. It's quirky as hell, rippling through culture like a stone skipped across a lake of memes. That Eye of the Tiger phrase? Now it's shorthand for unbreakable focus. Athletes psych themselves with it. Motivational speakers milk it dry. It's pumped up NFL huddles, WWE entrances, even ironic gym fails on TikTok. But get this, Republicans keep swiping it for rallies without asking, and Survivor sues every time. Newt Gingrich in 2012. Sued, settled out of court. Mitt Romney agrees to stop. Mike Huckabee forks over 25 grand in 16. It's like the song's got its own political bouncer. Back off or face the claws. Odd tributes abound, covers by everyone from Paul Anka swinging it jazz style to two cellos shredding on strings. It's sampled in rap tracks, mashed up with everything from Hunger Games vibes to Witcher tunes. Hell, imagine if Stallone had asked for a ballad instead. We'd have Eye of the Kitten, all about napping in sunbeams. Or what if Queen said yes? Survivor might have faded into obscurity, and we'd never unpack that thrill of the fight meaning, embracing rivals as fuel, not foes. The lyrics' roots in survival instincts, timeless, urging us not to lose grip on past dreams, to hang tough, stay hungry. It's inspired stage adaptations, like Rocky the Musical, where the song belts out during training scenes. And obscure nuggets, that broken guitar on the demo. Sullivan was so skint he MacGyvered it with glue, talk about rising up from the ashes. Or how the band aimed for Bonham's drums, but ended up with a beat that outlasted Zeppelin's reunions. So there you have it, the wild, wacky history behind Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. Facts, meanings, and all the unglamorous grit that turned a desperate demo into an immortal roar. If this tale got your blood pumping, or at least cracked a grin, smash that like button, subscribe for more dives into rock's dusty vaults, and drop a comment. What's your ultimate pump-up jam? Until next time, keep that eye sharp, folks, because in this crazy world, we're all just survivors stalking our prey in the night.